Hello everyone, my name is Sarah, and in this channel I talk about what it means to be a graduate student and all the different aspects of grad student life. So I am going into my third year at Indiana University. I study English, specifically rhetoric and composition, and I have taught first year writing, and this upcoming year I am teaching Introduction to Public Speaking. And today I want to do a what's in my backpack or what's in my purse video. So I've seen a lot of YouTubers, whether they're college students or grad students or anyone, doing these videos, and they're just a really fun way to share new school supplies, to share some tips for taking notes, for studying, for reading, for all of that good stuff. So that's what I'm going to be getting into today. So this upcoming year, I am actually going to be doing my classes completely online and teaching online as well. So Indiana University as a whole did a class-by-class decision where about 40% of the classes are in person and 60% are online. I could have that ratio backwards, but it's something like that. So all of my classes are online, so I'm actually going to be staying at home with my parents in Florida, and I'm going to be doing my classes online. So I'm planning on working mostly from coffee shops, patio seating obviously, working from home when necessary, but I think that it's going to be really useful for my productivity if I can get up out of my house and out of my room to do my readings, to complete my work and stuff like that. So I went ahead and I bought a laptop purse instead of a book bag because I feel like that is a lot more useful and just easier to carry around to coffee shop rather than having to bring a whole book bag because I'm not really walking across campus at all. So this is the purse that I bought. It is from Amazon. I think it was around 30 bucks, 35 bucks. And it's really big, and I was pleasantly surprised with how big and like the quality of it, because 30 bucks for a big purse, you really have no idea what you're gonna get. So it's fake leather obviously, and they have a few different color options. I just went with the classic black. So I have a bunch of stuff in here. It carries my laptop, my iPad, a bunch of different books, a bunch of different notebooks. So I'm going to go through and talk about everything that I find useful when I go to campus or go to a coffee shop, or things that I want when I am going to be studying or reading for class. First, in here I have two pairs of glasses. I have these sunglasses that I actually just bought yesterday because they're on clearance at Old Navy. They're cute little cat eyes. These are useful for driving, useful for walking in the parking lot, because like I said, I am going to be here in Florida and it's going to be sunny pretty much year round. And then I have these blue light glasses, which are from Amazon. They came in a 2-pack. I'm going to link everything below, so these are pretty cheap as well. I think they're actually really cute. I like this tortoise shell on the rims, and I know blue light glasses, like, I don't know, sort of mixed reviews, but I really do find that they make me fall asleep faster at night, especially if I wear them when looking at my laptop when I'm watching a show right before I go to bed. And they do prevent like eye strain, which often was giving me headaches or even like bordering into migraine territory. Next up I have my AirPods. I have this super cute Rifle Paper Co. case, which I love. So AirPods are a must for me. I got them for Christmas and I don't know how I ever lived my life without them. And then I have, of course, a mask. This came in a 3-pack from Kitsch. You can now get them at Ulta. I think 3 masks for 12 bucks, which is pretty cheap. Machine washable obviously. Came with a pink cheetah, and then like a brown cheetah, which is very much my girly vibe. Then I have my planner. So this is also from Rifle Paper Company. It says 2021 on the front. Has a floral design. One thing that I love about this is that it's not spiral bound, which I know sounds like a really weird thing to be picky about, but I hate spiral bound things in my book bag, in my purse, or anything, because I've just had like way too many bad experiences where they just get snagged or they just don't last and hold up over time. So all the pages are sewn in on this, which is really great. And I just think it's a really beautiful planner. So this was a splurge purchase for me, but I love it. It has tabs with all the months on the side, and then something that's really fun is in the back it actually has pages of stickers. So if you like Rifle Paper Co., you know that they have a bunch of stickers and pins. So I don't actually plan on using these in my planner because I just don't think that that's practical or like time efficient, but these would be really cute if you write someone a note, if you write someone a letter. I love just having these stickers as like a little fun bonus gift. Next up, I have these file folders. These were actually a last minute purchase when I was standing in the checkout line at a Walmart when my family was on vacation. Came in a 6-pack with like 2 of each of these. So I really like file folders that have like a tab and that open up, not the classic folders that have the pockets, because these are super useful if you're teaching and you want to bring handouts to class. So when I was teaching on campus, my printer was just like 1 floor up from the class that I taught in, but it was super nice just to be able to stick the handouts in here and not have to worry about pockets, and they were able just to stay like really nice and crisp. So obviously that I'm teaching online, I'm not going to have handouts, but I still very much want to have a folder for each of my classes. So the 2 that I'm taking and then the one that I'm teaching, or 2 that I'm teaching, because that will allow me to print out my syllabi, just keep everything in here. So I'm not like a super firm believer in like hard copies. If it works digitally for you, do it digitally, but sometimes it's nice just to have printed copies of like the really important documents. So sort of matching this folder is my iPad. I got this case a while ago, got my iPad back in like January, and I love it. If I have one recommendation for anyone as a grad student, it would be investing in an iPad. So I got it when there was a really good sale after Christmas and it was like $100 off. But this is just like the most basic iPad. I think it's like 7th generation, not the mini, not the pro or any of that. And this is really, really useful for taking notes. There's so many apps for taking notes on an iPad. It's really useful, especially as an English student, because I'm able to use my PDFs and just highlight and mark up my PDFs directly on my iPad with the Apple Pencil. So I highly recommend an iPad. I use it for a lot of fun things as well. I draw a bunch of stuff, sell it on an Etsy shop, and it's just a really great way to make some money on the side and to pass the time. Next up, I have these 3 little notebooks. So they came in a 3-pack from Amazon. I think they were like $7 for 3 notebooks. I love that they're smaller because I found as a grad student I'm taking like way fewer notes than I was taking in college, just because the conversation or the lessons are much more conversation based rather than like things that you have to learn to like then repeat back on a test or something like that. So in grad school, I find that I'm just taking notes on things that are interesting to me, things that I'm going to want to remember in the future, not anything that I need to pass a test necessarily. But one thing that I really love is that these pages are completely blank. They don't have any lines. Again, they're sewn in, none of that spiral bound nonsense. And they're not like dotted or anything like that, just completely blank, because the way that I take notes and what's useful for me is I find myself drawing a lot of diagrams, which sounds weird, especially since I'm not like in a science field, like I'm not drawing diagrams of cells or anything, but it's useful for me to make thought bubbles and to take a word and say, oh, this person said this coming off of this topic. But since they are plain brown, I was thinking of using some fun colored pens just to decorate the front with the name of my class. I went on Pinterest for a little bit of inspiration, and I saw that people actually like took like thread and like embroidered the front of it with cute little patterns. So that would be fun if I have a lot more time before school starts and I want to be a little extra. But I'll probably just stick with pens and making like a fun little pretty simple design. So speaking of pens, I have this really small little clear case that a friend actually got me for my birthday last year, and it just opens up and it fits about 2 to 4 pens in here. These are just the Papermate Inkjoy pens, and I have blue and red in here. Not that I necessarily have to use these colors. I like to use black a lot. I don't really care about colors of pens. I don't do a color-coded system or anything like that. But Papermate is my favorite brand of pen. These are, like I said, Inkjoy, so they're jelly. I actually did go ahead and invest in some felt tip pens from Papermate, and I have those in a jar here because they were sitting on my desk. So it came with all these for really cheap, like under $10 I think, and came with all the colors. These are a little thicker, so they were bleeding through in my planner. I haven't tried them on the notebooks yet, but they might bleed through, so I might just stick with the Inkjoy pens. But these are going to be really nice to decorate the front. These are nice to journal with. So speaking of journaling, I actually bring my journal or some notebook that I can use as a journal that's separate from my class notebooks every time I go to study. And I know that that might be a little bit weird, like I'm separating my headspace, but as a grad student, especially in English, especially in my experience, I have found that I cannot separate my experiences from things that I'm learning. And it's just really useful to me if I'm reading an article to turn to my journal and to journal about how it's affecting me personally. especially because a lot of the stuff that I'm reading right now is about race, is about feminism, women's studies, things like that. So that is all just like inherently very personal. So it's really useful just to always have a journal for things that I want to jot down when I want to sort of take a break from school and decompress. It's also really useful to start my study sessions with journaling. A lot of times I start with a gratitude list and I just write things that I'm grateful for, and I'll just make bullets, and sometimes it's just 3 things, sometimes it's like 20 things, and that's a really great way to get me in the mindset to study, to say today's gonna be a good day, especially if it's like coming up to finals week or I have a big paper due and I'm really stressed out, just to remind myself that even in this stressful time there's a lot to be grateful for. So this journal I really love because, you guessed it, no spiral bound, and the pages are completely blank, which is awesome. These pages are super thick, good quality, and it's hardcover, which is really nice. So I can journal in my car, I can journal sitting in a park or something, and I don't have to worry about a surface underneath me because it's hardcover. Up, I have my laptop. So there is a little laptop case in this purse, or a little compartment with a Velcro strip specifically for your laptop, so that's really nice. This is just the MacBook Pro. It's not the Touch Bar or anything like that, just the simplest MacBook. So obviously if you're going to be in grad school, computer is super important to have. I know some people just attach a keyboard to their iPad, but I found having an actual computer is what works for me. I take notes on it sometimes I don't. This is like a must-have if you're teaching. And when I'm going to a coffee shop, I always bring my computer charger with me because you never know how long you're going to be there, and sometimes you think that your computer was charging overnight and it wasn't. And then of course I bring a phone charger, which also works with my iPad. I always bring a little bag, which is an old Ipsy bag that has been repurposed, with a bunch of little like important things for emergencies especially. So these are oil wipes, oil absorbing sheets. These are just a Target brand. I think Clean and Clear or something like that makes maybe the original ones. I have very oily skin, so this is something that I like to use, especially if I'm going to be on campus for a long time or going to be in a coffee shop for a long time, just to help keep my skin clear and to help me like feel a little bit cleaner. I keep a little mini deodorant because, like I said, I live in Florida and it gets really hot here, so this is always a must-have. You never know who you're going to run into, you never know how long you're going to be out. And then I keep these Shout Wipe and Go stain remover pads because the number of times that I've spilled something when I've been eating lunch in my car between classes is ridiculous. So this is really, really useful, especially if you're going to go teach, going to do something like really important. Maybe less important if you're just working from home or setting out a coffee shop like I plan to be doing, but might as well just stick it in a little bag with all your like emergency goodies. Lastly, in this bag I just keep some band-aids because I make really, really, really poor footwear decisions, and my first year of teaching resulted in my feet having a mass amount of blisters on them. But the shoes are really cute, always got a lot of compliments, so I think that they may have been worth it. Then another thing that I like to bring is this hand cream, or any hand cream really, but this is the Hydro Boost line from Neutrogena, which I love that line. That's the moisturizer I use. You'll hear me talk about that in any video ever. So especially when coronavirus is happening and all of this stuff, I am using hand sanitizer all the time and my hands are getting really cracked, especially when I'm at school in Indiana in the winter months. So it's really nice just to have some hand lotion along. And then I like to bring just like a little snack with me. I've been really liking these lately. They're just the Nature Valley oatmeal squares with banana and chocolate. They have some that come with chocolate and peanut butter that are really good too. So this is like more of a sweet treat and less healthy than a typical granola bar, but they're surprisingly low in sugar and they're really yummy. Also, I bring mints. These are the Breath Saver 3-hour mints. These are my favorite. Me and a couple friends in my cohort joke and call them like deluxe mints because they're so yummy. I love the Trader Joe's green tea mints as well. And then I also bring little mini toothbrushes. So I am currently doing Invisalign. I have it in right now. These are really convenient to have, especially if you're snacking or if you're eating at a coffee shop or something, just to run into the bathroom real quick and to brush your teeth before you put your trays back in. Okay, so the very last things that I keep in my purse are in this back little zippered pocket. This is where I keep my keys. I don't have them in there right now because I'm currently at home and they're hanging up on a hook in my kitchen, but I always have pepper spray on my keychain because you gotta be safe out there. This is where I keep my hand sanitizer. This is just the rose water and ivy scent from Bath & Body Works, which I love. And then I also keep a hair tie. These are the little telecord scrunchies, but any hair tie is good, especially when you have very long hair and it's hot in Florida, or you're just like tired of having it down. And then lastly, I keep this little lippy balm from ColourPop. It's just sort of like a hybrid between lip gloss and chapstick. Came in like a little pack for Valentine's Day that I got for pretty cheap, but any chapstick will do. So that is all that I keep in my purse. So what I keep in my backpack purse when I'm going to go to campus or coffee shop to study, these are what I have found are going to be essential products for when school starts. I'm sure that there are things I am forgetting, so let me know your favorite products. Let me know if any of these are interesting to you and you want to purchase them. Like I said, I'm going to have everything linked in the description box or whatever I can find similar products. So thanks so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me that you all are taking some time out of your day to watch this. Please subscribe if you want more content from me, what it's like to be a grad student, a female grad student. I'm planning on posting a video soon specifically about being a woman in graduate school, and another one soon specifically about how to succeed in undergrad and a way to push yourself towards success in grad school. So let me know if there's any other content that you would like to see from me. Like this video, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.